everyone, welcome to Kelly's Creative Dream Studios, and it is Thursday. That means we are taking the stick we pulled yesterday to do charms and working on those today. Now, I've been working on a couple of things. This is Wednesday. I've already recorded the video for Saturday's Spectrum Art Creations Haul for Saturday, and you saw today's video, so now we're working on Thursday's video. And I've been working on lots of little things because I'm really trying to wind this journal up and have it completely done by so that maybe I can do a flip through on Saturday afternoon, because we start the new color challenge and the 31 days of Halloween on Sunday. So lots to get done, and I'm really trying to stay on top of things. So I'm going to have to get ahead of things here next week, so bear with me. So today, charms, working with our colors. And what I did was I pulled out those little pumpkins that I bought a couple of weeks ago when Donna and I were out and about. I've added them to some beads and made a dangle that is going to go on each one of the inside signature folders. So it's a little tricky, but I thought we would do one together. So I've done 4 of them. This is the 5th one. I took an eye pen and I colored it with my alcohol marker, a rusty brown, because I'm using these eyelets in there, and I wanted them to kind of hide. Now most of this is hidden, and that's fine. And up by the top of the pumpkin is the stem of the pumpkin, and it's brown. So, hold that thought a minute. Excuse me. So here is, I've got them in my metal bowl over here, my magnetic bowl. So here is one of the dangles that we are going to make. I've colored the pumpkin with dark pumpkin pie alcohol marker from Stampin' Up. I tried using the green and it didn't show up very well. So I wound up using this lime green from Sharpie. But look at the green I got against that metal. So play with your colors and see what works. Then I went into my beads and I pulled out coordinating colors of beads to go with this journal. So this is what we're going to put together. I am using, here's my pumpkin, here's my eye pin, and I'm using jump rings that are 6mm brass, and I should have another one in here somewhere. There he is. So the first thing I did was I strung my beads. Did I leave them over here or did I put them somewhere else? I've lost my beads. I've lost my beads. They were here. Oh, I know what I did with them. Never mind. I stuck them inside this washi ring so they wouldn't roll away on me. Some days. And I started with this 2-shaded, it's clear with a streak of orange in it. And then I went to the green, and I have quite a collection of beads that I play with. I love making the charms and dangles. And if I can find the hole on that one, there it is. String that one on there. Let me get my cheaters on, because this part of the process I'm not really super good at, but I try. I need to be able to make another eye up here at the top, so I'm using my barrel pliers to do that. And as I make that circle to make my eye, then I just start bending the rest of this around. And I'm not as neat as some people who do this all the time, but it works for me. And I'm going to leave that in there because that helps keep my shape for my eye. And I'm coming back with my regular needle nose pliers and start working it around. And I've got it going here. Now I can just come back and pinch it. And I have noticed that by the 5th one I apparently am getting better. Now we need to come in and open our jump ring. Find our opening and just twist it sideways just a hair. Go back in the top of our eye. Now this is the part that I'm putting on the book. Okay. Come back and put that together. And then I'm going to put the pumpkin down on the bottom where the twist is. I just have to find where this opens. There it is. Find where that opens. And I loop it through there. And then I loop it through the eye on my pumpkin and close it back together. Now I cannot put these on the folders, on the signatures, until after I've done the stitching. But then I will attach it to an eyelet on here, and I may have to add a second jump ring to give me the dangle that I need away from the page, and that's fine. I have plenty. I have plenty. And then I'll put the eyelet in place, and then I'll put this through the eyelet. So those are our charms for today. Now I have one more project that I'm working on, and I have 4 of the 5 signatures done. So I thought I'd bring you along for this one. And I'm just going to let you see how this comes together. I have stamped this with an image from close to my heart. This is called Charmed Holidays. And this is the one that I used. Now, I tried the new stamping platform, and I'm not sure if I'm going to like it or not. I had to stamp this multiple times, and even shimmed, I had to stamp it multiple times. But it may have just been the stamp, could have been the user, who knows. But I didn't mind that we were missing some stamped images. It gave it a little bit more distressed look to it. Now I stamped this on a piece of the manila file folder that I've been making the tags out of, and I'm just going to tear down the sides on all 4 because I want that distressed look. And this side over here that I have to tear down narrow is a little more difficult than the rest of them, so bear with me as we tear this down. Okay, and I don't know where we're at on time because my iPad was going to die. So I don't have my timer today. So we're just going to get through these 2. Tomorrow will not be a flip through, but I do have some things to show you. More progress on the journal, I'm sure, but I don't know if I'll have it actually finished tomorrow for Friday. But we'll see. I'm going to try. But I have some other things to show you. And we're just going to visit for about 20-25 minutes. So I hope you'll come back for that as well. Okay, now I've got that torn down the sides. Now I'm using my walnut stain and inking it up and getting rid of a little bit more of that vanilla because I want it to blend into the brown paper packaging that I got from Bernie from Spectrum Art Creations. I think it's amazing that Bernie provides me with free product to play with. You know, as in packaging material. Thank you, Bernie. Now, I want to get an idea of the room for this, so because I want to take this off the top, so I'm going to go ahead and tear that. Now because I'm tearing against the grain of this paper, it doesn't really tear all that straight, but that's okay. And I am not keeping the little bitty tear offs. I can't. I have to draw the line somewhere. Now we have a straight line here, so let's tear this down. And while it is straight-ish, it does have a distressed look to it, so we're okay there. And then I want to get an idea of how this needs to tear. So I need to come over about here and tear this off. And I need to try and keep it to where it's a little wider than my tag. So we have that. And we have that. And actually it could even come off a little bit more. But I have to be careful that I don't take off some. And then I'm going to come back here and take off from the bottom. And of course I'm tearing in the direction of the paper, so that tore much easier. And then let's crunch it up some more. And then flatten it out, and I've got lots of distressing in there to work with. Now before I glue this onto there, I'm going to come back, and I have a pokey tool here somewhere, there it is. And I'm poking a hole in the top here. And I have taken one of those maple leaves that I showed you yesterday, or actually you'll see them Saturday in the haul video. I think that's where I got them, maybe, yeah. But I've colored this with Dark Cherry Cobbler Stampin' Blends marker to coordinate with the red maple leaf on the journal. Okay, and so I'm going to put that through there, spread my wings, push that down so it flattens down good. Then I'm going to come back with my glue. And I have a brand new bottle of Tombow, so it's not taking long for glue to activate at all. I'm getting glue. Okay, so I've got that out like that. And then I'm going to press it onto here. And once I press onto here, once this dries, I could come back and tear a little bit more of this off. And in fact, I think I'm going to take a little bit of it off now. And I got to tell you the funny I did today. You know, there's lots of people that think, you know, you have to have ink on your fingers to be crafting. I had to glue the ink pad part back into my walnut stain today. And when I did that, without thinking, I pressed it down into the holder with my fingers right smack dab into the ink pad. And I had walnut stain. I looked like I had dipped my fingers in chocolate. Now you'll notice I pulled the tag out from inside because the bump on this knot on the fiber was making it hard for me to press this down on the cover and get a good adhesion to there. So I pulled that out just till we get this in place. Now I have the rest of them in on the ironing board, setting up good. But all of them, each of the 5 signatures has this on the front with a coordinating maple leaf to the maple leaf ribbon. Now I'd asked you last week what you thought about putting the maple ribbon on the back. So I have done that, so that is on there. Now while we've got this here, let's take one of these and let's take our stamp here. And I'm going to use a generic stamp thing. I think I want to use this. I like that leafy tone. And I'm going to put it on a block. Now there are people that stamp without using blocks. I really prefer using a block. Even if I'm only going to do part of it. Okay? And I am. But I'm going to color this with a darker green. Let me see what I did with my greens here. I love how all my ink pads are color coordinated now and everything's together. Let's add this with a Handsome Hunter. I think I like that Handsome Hunter. Most of my colors are retired from Stampin' Up, the ones that I use the most. But I'm okay with that. And I'm going to set this on top of a piece of scratch. One of these extra tags. And because I just want to put this, actually I think I want to ghost stamp it, so I'm going to take that off and then I'm going to come back and do this, and it's a lighter color. I like that. I like that a lot. So I will come back and I will do that with all the other tags on these belly bands, and we will have those ready to go just like that. So tomorrow, for Friday, I will show you as much as I've finished with these signatures for this journal. And I have a couple of things to show you that I picked up in a couple of different shopping trips. Show you what I'm going to be working with. And I want to show you, Saturday there's going to be 2 videos. Saturday morning will be the Saks haul video. And then Saturday afternoon, I'm going to be showing you what I'm going to be using for the numbers on all 31 days of the Memory Dex cards. So you're going to want to come back for that. So in the meantime, remember to like, to share, subscribe, and creative blessings.